What would you do if you got home and you found water was leaking from your ceiling? That is the conundrum I found myself facing. Having been assured that the bathroom above me was waterproof, I realised it wasn't. And with the musty smell of dampness firmly lodged in my nostrils, I decided I was going to have to take on the rebuild and redesign of this tiny little bathroom above my once new ceiling. As the old adage goes, if you want something done right, do it yourself. This is DIY design. So what we have here is a small internal bathroom. It's only about 4 foot square, and it hasn't been renovated in about 20 years. Despite its age, we can clearly tell that no master craftsmen were involved in this installation. The floor is covered with linoleum, or lino, as we used to call it. It's a type of vinyl. The walls are built with plywood and covered with this black marble effect plastic. Now, whilst this might look waterproof, I can assure you it's not. It's leaking a lot of water. In order to get to my apartment, it needs to transgress the lino, a layer of torch-on felt or bitumen, the wooden floor, some insulation, plasterboard, some more insulation, this fabric that I had to hold up that insulation before it hit my beautiful fabric ceiling. With the sheer amount of water coming down, I realised it either had to be the toilet or the shower. Now, lacking that strong ammonia smell and the colour, I assumed the likely culprit is this shower. This marble effect masterpiece has only got this layer of plastic shielding it from the water running down its external walls. Someone has clearly tried to put some silicone at the bottom here to stop the problem, but I don't think that's where the water is coming from. I think it's running down the joints of this plastic onto the external wall, and that became super evident once I actually got inside the shower and closed the door. This is a tiny shower. It's a 700mm square base, which is about 2 foot 3 inches. Whatever about swinging a cat in here, I don't think you'd swing anything, let alone a comfortable shower. I tried a number of different layouts for this toilet, shower and sink combination, and I'll talk more about that in the next episode. So if you'd like to see it, click subscribe. But once I had everything ripped out, the design constraints led me to really only one option. The first step is to remove everything from the bathroom, including this old shower, and I'm going to replace it with the biggest shower tray that I can fit. I'll then build this protrusion or false wall to hide the plumbing and to house the shower handle. I'm putting a rainfall shower head in here to better direct the water, and a glass panel to increase the space and the overall feeling of spaciousness in the bathroom. I have to dress the walls around the shower with some form of waterproof material. I'll replace the toilet, and I also have to put a sink in here, and it's going to be tight, but I have a little trick up my sleeve. Now, I'd love to tell you that this was a labour of love and that I really enjoyed working in this space, but I didn't. It's a tiny indoor bathroom, and the only good thing about it being so small and hard to manoeuvre around is the fact that the material costs is going to be a lot less because it's a small space. Generally, the demolition part of any project is the most enjoyable in many ways, but it can also lead you into a false sense of security. This bathroom came apart so easy, and I thought I was on track to have this done in the projected 3 days, maybe 4 days, maybe a week. But I ended up running into some serious problems once I got the demolition done, and I realised that this is just going to take a lot longer. That did, however, lead to some better decisions being made as I kind of forced myself to be patient and just let it take as long as it took. What it did mean is that I ended up finding a tanking kit on adverts over in Ireland. It's kind of like a Facebook marketplace. And I ended up getting a tanking kit for the whole bathroom for €40, brand new. So I'm going to tank the bathroom now just to make sure there's less of a chance of any water getting back down into my beautiful apartment. Demolition day is also a great day for the budget. Now for this project, I gave myself a budget of €500. I want to spend as little as possible, but I'll spend up to €500. I'll keep tabs on everything so you can see where I spent the money and where I saved some money. It only took about a half a day to remove everything from this bathroom. I decided to leave the ceiling in situ because the ceiling I put in will be underneath it and it'll be a good anchor for my new ceiling. So this is what the place looks like with everything removed, and it somehow feels and looks smaller than it did when it was full. At this stage, I'm checking the access through this wall for the plumbing. This is an old external stone wall. It's over a foot thick, and I sure won't be making any new holes. I can see here that the hole on the shower side is too low for the toilet, so I will have to keep the new layout relatively similar. I can also now see where the water has been ingressing. This layer of roofing felt, which was presumably there to keep the water out, has just acted as a big slip and slide and allowed the water to congregate before penetrating my apartment. And this is where I came into my first major setback. I didn't expect these boards would be as rotten as they were, and the joists underneath were even worse. It's pretty obvious really, but an oversight on my side. So instead of ploughing on and covering this with concrete board as planned, I had to stabilize this floor first, and that also came with its challenges. I'll show you how I overcame them in the next episode. And on that note, I want to say thanks for reaching the end of the episode. And as a little thank you, I want to show you a little sneak peek of the final project. I had planned on making one long video, but I ended up with over 6 hours of time lapse, so I thought it would be less daunting to release this project in shorter clips. If you do want to see how I got to this final result for the paltry budget outlined, then click subscribe. And I'd really appreciate if you click the like button as well, as it motivates me to actually do some editing. Hope to see you next time, and till then, take it easy.